Ready, boys?
Is it recording?
We literally just got done watching the movie, and the outcome may surprise you. I have compiled a list of talking points and questions that I felt they would be effective to help get our specific opinions about this movie across to you guys and help make sense of what it is that we just saw. First things first, I'd like to introduce everyone to Joe, and this is Fox.
That's it. End of video.
All right. See you guys next time.
So Tenet. Here's what we're gonna start with. On the count of 3, I want us to give the movie either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay? So think about it for a second. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah, well.
Fox. Why is it a thumbs down?
It feels like I'm taking like a high school test.
Just a few words. Try not to over-explain on this one.
Please.
I mean, when we're talking about it more throughout, I'm sure it'll become more evidently clear. It's a tough movie to watch. Like, I felt stressed and confused throughout the entire thing. And even with the reveals, I was still stressed and confused.
Okay,
So,
Joe, why is it a thumbs up for you in a few words? It's like a debate, like a presidential debate.
I can generally find something good in a lot of movies, except for a couple recently. I'd say this one there's a lot of good in there. There's a lot of good. It's an adventure, at least, to say the least.
Okay, I give it a thumbs up because the process is enjoyable. I think having watched it with you guys made it a fun experience, disregarding the plot of the movie. I had fun, is what I'm saying.
yeah, I think if I watch it again,
Yeah,
maybe.
If anything, this is like the opportune way to watch it, because if I had seen it by myself, I probably would not have wanted to keep watching the full thing.
It definitely made it more enjoyable, being frustrated throughout, but us joking about it.
Yeah.
To realize I'm not, alone, and realizing how ridiculous some of the stuff is. Good action, very good action scenes, definitely.
Okay, so.
Definitely.
Well, see. Yeah, of course. This movie opens it opens too much space for error, and then proceeds to fill it with error. So a lot of my questions are, why wasn't it like this? Or why did that not go this way? More often than not, but it... So, let me see if I have a couple. I took notes. I took a good bit of notes.
Did you want to go over to Fox while you're looking?
Sure, go ahead.
There's too many questions just continuously going on through each scene. I think I had missed, a very basic question is, why is it called Tenet? Because I know they were talking about it at the beginning of the movie.
True.
Do you guys have anything on that? Do you guys remember?
Other than the fact that it's a reverse word.
Well, I
yeah.
know they used Tenet in its actual literal sense.
Yeah, they were just having a
But,
normal conversation about it.
It was in conversation. I don't remember the context that they gave it for it being the word Tenet.
So
I don't
Tenet
think
is
they
an
really
actual
did
word?
give you,
Yeah.
I never actually.
Someone want to look up the definition of Tenet?
Actually, that's a good idea.
We can. All right. So there's one thing I wanted to talk about. So they tell that the bullets that they use come back from the future because the people from the future are producing these bullets, which they're using for some kind of future war. So do those bullets work normally in the future, or because they're coming from the future here, they work differently? They look like regular bullets, they operate like regular bullets, and then this guy reversed them. How the fuck do you reverse the bullets? I thought them coming back from the future meant that they were automatically reversed. Or is it something specific you have to do to make these bullets do the fucking pull back
Okay,
thing?
so they call them inverted bullets, which means that they were manufactured. They seem to describe it as bullets that were manufactured to be reversed.
But that's the thing, is how do you take a regular bullet and make it reverse? They don't even mention that. They don't even go into detail about any of the extra special effects shit that they go through in this movie. A lot of the reverse leaves room for the main question being, what the hell is going on? And then later, they give you a bit of context, and you're like, oh, still, what the hell is going on?
All we know is that there is a machine that they go through that allows them to be put back into the past. They're walking forward through the past, but in reverse time somehow.
Well, see, that's the question. I we paused the movie a couple times, a few times, and that was the question I posed: is, well, so if we found out that if the main character goes into that machine, he goes technically back in time, does that mean that everything that is reversed that we saw before he goes into the machine, does that mean that everything had to step through that machine too?
Exactly.
Maybe that machine is what reverses the bullets. Like, you go through it with a regular gun and then it...
it automatically changes the physics of that?
I guess, but then they would have to put cars through it for it to work backwards.
Well, you're not wrong. That would make
Wouldn't
sense.
your lungs also, or I guess because it's your whole being, you wouldn't be moving in reverse?
What I think it is you go through the machine and it keeps you you. However, it's different to that world. Like, yes, it's changing you.
Wouldn't your
You know
lungs
what?
be unbreathing?
You know what? We're thinking about.
Just so you guys know, our we got ridiculously interrupted by my storage being full. Thank you, Apple. I appreciate it. All right, my last talking point that I brought up, was, do we have any questions? The next one was going to be the reverse alternate dimension. Do you accept it? Do you accept how it was done? Do you like or dislike the concept? I feel like we already talked enough about that. And then the next one was, if you were asked to explain or define the movie, could you? I would say probably not, right?
No.
The three of us? Is that unanimous?
I'm sorry.
If you were asked to explain or define the movie, could you?
No.
And the next one, and this is pretty, I think we would have touched basis on this anyway, but what was your favorite aspect of the movie and your least favorite? Did you want to touch base on that?
Sure.
Yeah, we can go around.
You want to go first or me?
I'm gonna check
You
the
can
camera
go
one more
first.
time. Now I'm paranoid.
So, my favorite aspect of the movie is not even the action, it's just John David Washington. Dude is so cool. I like it because, black dude protagonist. I can relate, that's awesome. Dope. But, I don't think that Nolan has had a black character of any actual kind of note, aside from Lucius Fox.
And is Morgan Freeman really black at this point?
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it.
I've noticed there's a pattern in the way Nolan writes his characters. They're a little witty at times, but it's not like too much. With this one, it's like this dude is so ridiculously cool at all moments of every single awful, weird situation he doesn't know how he's gonna get out of, and he's still so jokey. There was a moment in it before a fight where he walks into a kitchen, he's surrounded by enemies, and he goes,
I ordered my hot sauce an hour ago.
"What the fuck? Where did that come from, my nigga? Who are you, bro?"
He was very genuine in that scene too.
Bro, I'm like, you've been cold, calculated, unfun. Nothing about you has been entertaining aside from beating people's asses. There was nothing about you that was quippy. So where the fuck did this come from?
He acted like he knew everything was going to happen, which ironically is kind of what the movie was trying to get at. Because at the end of the movie, what did he say? He said to Robert Pattinson, and he was like, "Who hired you?" And then Robert Pattinson's like,
Haven't you guessed by now? You did.
"You did."
It's just the biggest.
And after that, he becomes even more confident because he's like, "Oh, I did all this."
It's like now that you've been told that this was all you're doing from the future.
But yeah, how do you hear that and go, okay, and then just
And then
move
now
into
it's
it
like, okay,
normal?
now I accept this and I'm amazing and I'm going to be the one to save the world.
He gets
It's
more
I've said
confident.
everything.
He gets more confident throughout the movie for sure.
So, Joe, your favorite part of the movie.
Welcome back.
We're
we're going to our least favorites
Yes,
now?
least favorite.
Okay, so least favorite would definitely be the constant plot holes.
Yeah.
Just like, as an example, the main thing I kept seeing was the main character, there's a point where he's in the reverse, right? And out of nowhere, as he's going, back in time more and more, out of nowhere, he just has a bullet wound. And he's like, oh no, because he's about to get shot. But the thing is, the bullet just appeared out of nowhere. Like, the wound appeared out of, it wasn't fixed, it wasn't like tended to, it just started bleeding. And then all of a sudden the bullet comes out. But like, where was that a minute ago? It can't just come out of nowhere. Same thing with, like, you'll see like bullet holes in the mirrors or windows, and they just pop up.
Every single time you saw like a shattered mirror, it's like, oh, that's gonna be reversed at some point, I bet you.
Christopher Nolan zeroed in on those holes to let you know, like, some shit's about to go down. It's a cool concept, but it's just, if you're going to dig into this concept, if you're going to give it more backstory, be prepared to make it make sense all the time. There's so many small things that are going in reverse and in regular time. You gotta explain everything, which gets kind of tough. So I get it for already 2.5 hour movie, but it is what it is.
Like Looper. Like at a certain point in Looper, I'm gonna spoil Looper.
I've never seen it. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that.
That's what. Never mind then. Okay, there's a moment in the movie. Never mind. Fuck.
Okay, so your least favorite aspect of Tenet.
For me, my least favorite, it'd have to be how quippy John David Washington is, and like him being cool is. I don't know. It's something about it, man. That, like, one of the things I hate about Marvel movies is how quippy they get out of nowhere, and it felt like this had an inordinate amount of quip for somebody who's in such a dire situation.
So your least favorite part of the movie sort of also coincides with your favorite part.
Exactly.
If I had to choose one big thing that's my least favorite aspect of the movie, it's that it's almost as if Christopher Nolan is purposefully fucking with the audience because he knows they're not going to understand, and the only one who gets the payoff is him because he's the only one that understands it. It came from his mind and his mind only, and it's very evident when you watch this movie. There's no real payoff. I don't feel like at the end you feel fulfilled.
That's true.
There's nothing that really wowed me by the end of it. Like, there's cool things, but there's nothing that really sticks out like, oh my god, they got me. I didn't see that coming.
When I walked out of the theater and, when I'm done watching it now, I don't feel like I gained something from this movie. I just feel like I lost a couple hours and now I understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, well, I get it now, but I guess thank you for taking some of my money.
It builds up a lot, like you said, but not for a payoff. Like, we were hyped when the main character goes into the reverse machine, and then
because you would expect something like really legit, like where it all finally makes sense now.
There were
So
many things.
let me continue because I think that this is going to help us continue with this thought. What might you have done differently?
I love this portion.
We got to keep it quick though. I'm sorry, I really am sorry. We do have to keep it as quick as possible.
I know, so you're good. You want me to start?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ready yet. So
Joe.
I'm gonna go. Alright, so I feel a lot with Nolan's movies. With like Batman, he did there was a little tongue-in-cheek with how he played the character, but I feel like what I would have done with this movie to make it a little better was play that same tongue-in-cheek, but across the whole fucking movie. If you're gonna make this movie about a concept in and about itself that's hard to understand, go daffy with it. Make it fun. Make it something stupid. Have something stupid. There was a moment, there was like mines exploding in the movie, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be wild. You're gonna see like a character or something come back from like shreds, and then just into the fight. I thought that would have been cool. But no, you don't see nothing like that. There's nothing that would have been overly creative. It was just something you'd expect to see in this movie. Cars flipping and bullets coming back. So, yeah, I would have them go a little harder with the crazy if I had it.
I would say for me specifically, I think what makes me like a movie is its emotion, its depth, its background story for the characters especially. This movie, I don't feel emotion from a lot of the characters. you don't really have much background from them, which dives back on their conversations being so intensely fast for no reason, and missing in a blink of an eye, you can miss this entire character's background story. That's what I would change.
I guess for me, it would just be slow down a bit. I know it just sounds like I'm just trash talking Christopher Nolan at this point, but I feel like what has happened is that he's developed this confidence in his ability to make movies that it's made him cocky, and it's showing in this one. Having a complex mind and a complex imagination is a gift that not every human being can possess. And not that you should expect your audience to be stupid, but not everyone's gonna be quick to just think as fast as you're moving. There's too much happening way too fast, and just because you have some cool effects, it doesn't make it enough to cover up the confusion. So I would say slow it down a little bit.
There was one point that happened in the movie. I wrote it down. There was a question in there. I started with the question being in mind. I don't remember what it is. So you find out that Robert Pattinson knows more than he knows, and so, god damn it, what the fuck was the point I was gonna make?
One eternity later.
Oh my god, I had a good point.
I think this is just the final thoughts section of this
Well,
area now.
Joe, keep thinking, but I do want to.
That's a good point. I don't even know.
I am turning my thumbs up to a thumbs down, for sure. And the reason why is because even after a second time of watching it and paying close attention, I got nothing more out of it than I did the first time watching it. So, yeah, thumbs down.
But it was fun when we watched. I know why you guys gave it a thumbs up, because we were having fun when we were watching
yes.
it. But it doesn't take away from the kind of movie
When we're talking about the movie, no, it's not. It's just not.
And anybody who claims that the movie doesn't have plot holes, watch the movie with us. Watch the movie with us, and we'll pause and ask you every single question that we had to each other.
I went on Twitter the night after I watched that movie, and there were some. I'm not gonna say names, but I remember who specifically, and I'm so annoyed at this person. They said, "Yo, Tenet was so good." Now here's the thing: it's such a general review, but that pissed me off. Because what exactly did you get from that movie that I didn't? And how can you explain to me why the movie was good? I guarantee they wouldn't be able to.
But like a present that's like you're excited for, and it's wrapped so well, and then you open it and you're like, mine's still a thumbs down, by the way.
Thumbs down,
Obviously.
Joe. Final verdict.
Again, it's so hard for me to give a movie a dog shit rating. To me, it's more akin to dog shit than a good movie, because I can't even enjoy the action scenes, because I'm like, that doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. But two, for an action scene to work, you have to have some kind of impact. If your fight is in reverse and it looks like the punches are sticking off of a motherfucker, it doesn't leave a lasting.
Because if you're punching someone in reverse, here, look, I'm gonna do it.
Here, let me punch you real quick.
You would have to punch past someone, and then it would come into. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, when you punch someone, it goes like this, boom. So your hand would have to be right here, and then I'd have to go like this, and then make contact with your face, and then pull from that. I'm gonna give it a strong 3.5.
God damn. In comparison to what he's done before, yeah, it's dog shit. It's like 3.7 at that point.
All right.
Yeah.
Joe?
I gotta give it a 4. If you took out the time shit, this would have been a great spy movie.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you took out the thing that
reverse
weighs the
thing.
movie down,
The element that's supposed to make it what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give
Make it like a James Bond kind of movie. Yeah, it could be fun.
Black James Bond.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm glad we did this. This was a lot of fun. We're gonna hear what Daniel has to say about all of this. I wanted to bring him in and get his personal opinion, because Daniel actually loves this movie with a passion. Daniel is going to watch this shit and he's gonna be pissed, and I'm very interested to hear what you have to say, man. So let's cut over to Daniel.
Alrighty then. Let's do this.
Thumbs up or thumbs down. 1, 2, 3. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, I got a question. It's just like, here's one for you, Joe. Like, why do you have the Taco Bell bag, my guy? Like, it's just right there on the table. You gonna eat it or you gonna not? I've been hungry this whole video just looking at it. Like, what the hell, man? Fox, why you got a cup of tea in your hand when on the other side of the couch is a cup of Joe? He's handsome. Come on, man. Keep it real.
If you were asked to explain or define the movie, could you?
What is the definition of defining? That's the real question that we all have to ask ourselves to look within. Who am I? And I am they, and they are me. And they just look at me, try to define me. Like, what the hell? Next question.
What might you have done differently?
Absolutely nothing. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a Tenet rating.
That was a good take. But do you want to get just to
Did
see?
you want me to be like Tenet? So all joking aside, if you like time travel movies, this is the movie for you. You want to just go out and see something just to kill some time, good for you. This one, I had a good experience of sharing it with my loved ones and then also one of my best friends. And it's just like brought us together just to talk about it and also just go to the movies. I'm also just thankful that this did come out during this time. How things are right now is just not that great of a time because of quarantine. I just feel like this movie was just more a blessing in disguise more than anything. I do not hate Joe and Fox's opinions. Some of them are funny, some of them are valid a little bit, and then just at the end of the day, I'm just glad that we're all doing this together. Tenet.